Hello friends, I'm Riya Gandhi and welcome back to my channel. The provisional answer key of the latest UGC NET English exam is out now. So I hope you have checked and verified your answers. I was just going through the question paper and I realized that Indian English literature has been seeing an increasing number of questions lately. Obviously lesser than British English literature, but yes, a significant number of questions are being asked related to Indian English literature. And if you look at the previous year question papers as well, you will realize that there is a certain pattern, as in that there are certain questions that have been asked related to certain authors and certain works only. So if you want to decode this pattern, then please stick till the end of this video. In today's video, I'm going to discuss the questions that were asked related to Indian English literature in the recent UGC NET English exam conducted on January 7, 2025. I'm going to analyze these questions. At the same time, I'm also going to provide you some effective tips and strategies to help you deal with this section in an efficient manner. So, if you are facing any kind of difficulty related to Indian English literature or you're confused as to how you should approach it, stick till the end of this video and don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such UGC NET English content. So as you can see over here, I have divided the questions into 4 categories. These are important literary figures, Dalit literature, post-colonial writers and critiques, and finally period-wise breakdown. This category will help you in understanding what kind of questions are asked, right? At the same time, it will also help you whenever you are preparing for Indian English literature section for your UGC NET English exam. You can keep these categories in mind and then prepare accordingly. Having said that, let's move on and discuss the questions that were asked in UGC NET English exam related to the first category, which is the important literary figures. So under the category of the most important literary figures, first of all, there will be the most important trio of Indian English literature, and that is Mulk Raj Anand, R.K. Narayan and Raja Rao. These 3 writers have played a pioneering role in the development and expansion of Indian English literature. So definitely you can expect questions related to this trio in UGC NET English exam. So a question related to R.K. Narayan was asked, which says that which of the following works of R.K. Narayan were published after independence? If you look at the options given below, then you will realize that ek to ho gaya, the guide. The guide was published in 1958. Okay, and for which he also received the Sahitya Academy Award in 1960. Apart from that, if you look at the options, there is another answer to it, and that is the Financial Expert. The Financial Expert was published in 1952. So if you look at the options given below, the right answers are the Financial Expert published in 1952 and the Guide published in 1958. Moving on to the next important writer in the trio, we have Raja Rao. A question related to Raja Rao's masterpiece Kantapura was asked in this year's UGC NET English exam. And the question was quite simple. It was just that in which year was Raja Rao's Kantapura published? The answer is 1938. Now talking a bit about Kantapura, it was set in the freedom struggle of the 1930s, and one of the most important things of this novel, apart from its plot and the theme, it is the foreword, because it is in the foreword that Raja Rao has talked about the importance of English language and using English language as a medium to talk more about Indian culture, Indian tradition. So having said that, let's move on to the next important writer in the trio, and that is Mulk Raj Anand. Now, a question related to Mulk Raj Anand was basically asked related to the chronology of his works. So, basically arrange the following text in the chronological order of their year of publication. The options are Coolie, The Big Heart, The Village, Two Leaves and a Bud, and Seven Summers. So, Coolie was published in 1930. Two Leaves and a Bud was published in 1937. The Village was published in 1939. The Big Heart was published in 1945. And Seven Summers was published in 1951. So if you look at the chronology, the correct chronology will be A, D, C, B, E. Having said that, these were the questions related to the important trio of Indian English literature. Please make sure that whenever you are preparing for your Indian English literature section of UGC NET English exam, you do take into consideration their works, the chronology of their works, the years in which they were published, at the same time the characters of each and every work, because a question related to any of these writers and their works will be asked in any UGC NET English exam you take. Now, moving on to other important literary figures apart from this trio. Apart from this important trio of Indian English literature, you will also find questions are repeatedly asked related to Rabindranath Tagore and his works. So recently, very recently in this exam, a question was asked related to Tagore, which said that which of the following texts has been written by Rabindranath Tagore? The answer is Chandalika. So Chandalika is a play that was originally published in 1933. The story is quite simple of this play. It's about this young girl called as Prakriti, and she is born into the untouchable caste, that is the lower caste, and she experiences transformation and self-discovery when she meets Anand, and he is a disciple of Buddha. Apart from Rabindranath Tagore, there is also another important literary figure, and that is Sri Aurobindo. Questions related to Sri Aurobindo and his works are again frequently asked in UGC NET English exam. He is considered to be one of the most visionary, the mystic poets and writers of India. And a question related to his work was asked in this year's UGC NET English exam, and it was that who has written the Life Divine? The answer is again Sri Aurobindo. So the central theme of the Life Divine is basically finding the presence of the divine within us, the presence of the divine within each and every individual, and also realizing the fact that the divine, that God is present everywhere, right? Is present within us and is present outside of us. Now, this was about the important literary figures. Just to give a quick recap, we discussed the important trio, the questions related to the important trio, and the questions related to Rabindranath Tagore and Sri Aurobindo. So, make sure that whenever you are preparing for your Indian English Literature section for UGC NET English exam, you prioritize these key literary figures. Having said that, let's move on to the next category, which is of Dalit literature. Under the category of Dalit literature, there is this one work which is extremely important from UGC NET perspective. It is repeatedly asked in this exam, and also it is a pioneering work of Dalit literature. It is Jutan by Om Prakash Valmiki. It was originally published in 1997 in Hindi, and it basically is a memoir of sorts wherein the author details his own experiences as a Dalit, his personal experiences as a Dalit, the kind of discrimination that he faced, the humiliation and the social exclusion at the same time. Now, it is very important to understand the kind of question that was asked in this recent UGC NET English exam. So the question says that which of the given statements are true? A. Om Prakash Valmiki's Jutan is a novel. B. Jutan represents the Dalit Valmiki community in critical light. Jutan enumerates the difficulties of being a Dalit in independent India. Jutan was translated into English by Arun Prabha Das. And E. Jutan critiques the upper castes. Jutan represents the Dalit Valmiki community. Yes, that is correct. C. Jutan enumerates the difficulties of being a Dalit in independent India. That is also absolutely correct. D. Jutan was translated into English by Arun Prabha Das? No. Jutan was translated into English by Arun Prabha Mukherjee. And E. Jutan critiques the upper caste. That is also correct. So the correct statements are B, C and E. Apart from Om Prakash Valmiki's Jutan, you will also find various other writers associated with Dalit literature are also frequently asked in UGC NET English exam. So as you can see on your screen here, there is match the following question, wherein on one hand you have the main authors of Dalit literature and on the other hand you have their main Text. We have already discussed Om Prakash Valmiki's Jyotin. Apart from Om Prakash Valmiki, you have Urmila Pawar, who is famously known for The Weave of My Life. You have Bama, who is also known for Karukku, and Basudev Senani, known for Cast Out. If you want to understand their works in detail and how they contribute to the development of Dalit literature in Indian English literature, you can check out my full-length video on them. Right? So having said that, let's move on to the next category, which is post-colonial writers and critiques. Under post-colonial criticism, one of the most important Indian English critiques is Gayatri Chakraborty Spivak, who is famously known for her essay, Can the Subaltern Speak? So a question related to Gayatri Chakraborty Spivak was asked in the recent UGC NET English exam, and that was that the author of The Politics of Translation and translator of Ma Shweta Devi's Standa Yini is Gayatri Chakraborty Spivak. Now, understand one thing, guys, that apart from being a very pioneering writer of feminist literature as well as of translation, she is also known for translating the works of Ma Shweta Devi. Apart from this, there was also another question that was asked related to Spivak, and this time it was regarding her most famous work, which is Can the Subaltern Speak? Now, basically, it was asked that arrange the following works in the chronological order of their publication. Right? So apart from Can the Subaltern Speak, you will find a lot of other works were asked written by some of the most famous post-colonial critiques. Orientalism was published by Edward Said in 1978. Black Skin, White Masks was published by the post-colonial psychoanalyst Frantz Fanon in 1952. Masks of Conquest was published by Gauri Vishwanathan in 1989. The Wretched of the Earth again was published by Frantz Fanon in 1961. And Can the Subaltern Speak was published in 1988. So the correct chronology of this particular question would be B, D, A, E, C. Right? So having said this, now let's move on to the next category, which is the era-wise category. When it comes to certain era-specific questions, I have noticed that a lot of questions are asked related to the independence and the post-independence Indian English literature. So, for example, if you take a look at this particular question on your screen, it's a simple match the following question. But look at the authors and the texts. Almost all of them, they belong to the post-independence Indian English literature. For example, Anita Desai, she is known for her debut novel Cry the Peacock, right? Kamla Markandeya is known for her famous novel Possession. And P. Shivakurni is known for The Grip of Change. It's only Raj Lakshmi Devi who is known for The Enchanted Fruit, but that is published in the late 19th century. But everything else, it belongs to the post-independence Indian English literature. And one more thing, guys, I have noticed that there will be at least one question related to Anita Desai, right? So make sure that you understand her works, the years in which they were published, the main characters of each and every work of hers, and definitely the chronology of her works. All of these things are very important because Anita Desai has become a very frequently asked author in UGC NET English exam. Having said that, let's move on to the next question. Similarly, you can take a look at this particular question as well. This is a simple match the following question, but the authors that they have asked, they are basically belonging to the independence and the post-independence era. And they have basically asked the short stories, right? So, for example, Chaman Nahal is famously known for The Weird Dance and other stories. Ruskin Bond is famously known for Neighbor's Wife and other stories. Arun Joshi is known for The Survivor. And Manohar Malgaonkar is known for Rumble Tumble. So whenever you are preparing for your Indian English literature, make sure that you prioritize the fiction, the genre of fiction of independence and post-independence era. So as you can see over here in this section as well, that is even in non-fiction, the same rule applies. All the texts that are given, these are also belonging to the independence and the post-independence literature. For example, The Autobiography of an Unknown Indian, it's written by Nirad Chaudhary. My Son's Father, that is also an autobiography published by Dom Moraes. all through the Gandhian era is published by A.S. Iyengar. Speaking of the autobiography of an unknown Indian, make sure that you study this work thoroughly, the year in which it was published, the central themes, all of that, because it is frequently asked in UGC NET English exam. Having said that, let's move on with the question. So when it comes to poetry, you have to take into consideration the independence as well as the post-independence era, and especially within the post-independence era, you have to take into consideration poets like Nissim Ezekiel as well as poets like Arun Kolotkar. So a question related to Arun Kolotkar was asked in this year's UGC NET English exam, which said that who among the following has written the poem Jejuri? The answer is quite simple, that is Arun Kolotkar. Jejuri is his most famous poem, okay, and it basically consists of a sequence of 31 poems, and it was published later in book form in 1976. So make sure that you understand these writers and their poems as well. But there's also another thing that you have to remember when it comes to poetry. And that is that apart from the independence and the post-independence Indian English literature, the early Indian English poetry is also very, very important. That is the poetry by Michael Madhusudan Dutt, Toru Dutt, Sarojini Naidu, and also the poetry written by Sri Aurobindo. All of these are very, very important. So as you can see over here on your screen, another match the following question was asked related to the famous poetry written by these authors. So the Golden Light is a famous poem written by Sri Aurobindo. The Lotus is a famous poem written by Toru Dutt. Indian Dancers, again a famous collection by Sarojini Naidu. And the remaining text is basically The Harp of India, written by Henry Vivian de Roggio. So as you can see over here, when it comes to fiction and non-fiction, prioritize Indian independence and post-independence literature. But when it comes to poetry, you do not only have to focus on the post-independence Indian English poets, but also on early Indian English poetry. And within that, writers and poets like Toru Dutt, Henry Vivian de Roggio, Michael Madhusudan Dutt, Sarojini Naidu, Sri Aurobindo, and obviously Rabindranath Tagore, all of these become extremely important. So, what's the best way to deal with Indian English literature for your UGC NET English exam? First, solve PYQs. When you solve PYQs, you will realize the pattern and you will realize the frequently asked questions related to authors, important works, right? So, since I solved the PYQs and since I studied the previous year question papers, I realized that the autobiography of an unknown Indian is a very frequently asked work, right? So, prioritize that. Once you understand the frequently asked authors, writers' works and find out your pattern, you're going to prioritize those high impact areas. Having said that, what if I told you that you do not have to do the hard work of solving the PYQs, identifying the patterns, prioritizing these areas and then making notes? Because I've already covered all of these works that are mentioned in UGC NET English exam of this year in my live classes for this exam. In these live classes, I am providing a range of courses, be it a 1-hour masterclass to a crash course related to Indian English literature, right? In Indian English literature, I am covering the specific periods starting from the arrival of the Britishers to the post-independence Indian English literature, breaking down each and every author and their works in a very detailed and comprehensive manner. The best part about these sessions, be it a masterclass or a crash course, that these are live one-on-one sessions, which means that I can provide you personalized guidance tailored to your needs and requirements, trying to fill the possible gaps in your UGC NET English exam preparation. If you want to know more about the courses I offer, the sessions I take, and the notes I provide, feel free to check out my TopMate page at topmate.io/Riya Gandhi. I've shared the link in the description box below, so don't forget to check it out. So this was the entire video on how to tackle Indian English literature. Please prioritize these high impact areas whenever you start preparing for your UGC NET English exam preparation. And yes, if you have any doubts related to the concepts that I have covered or the areas that I have covered or anything like that, please mention it in the comment section below and I'll be very happy to help.